everyone. Welcome inside the Your TV Quinte studio as we continue to check in with some of the local sports figures from around the region amid the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. It's caused quite the stir around the world and obviously across sports leagues everywhere and here at home too. So we spoke to Derek Smith a few weeks ago, the head coach of the Wellington Dukes. Now we're going to talk to some lucky young men who were just drafted in the Ontario Hockey League priority selection from the minor midget Quinte Red Devils. Dalyn Wakley, Jackson Stewart, and Isaac Brown are all with us. 3 of a total 10 players from your team, guys, that got drafted by OHL clubs. First of all, congratulations to all of you. Thanks so much for doing this with us.
No, thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Wanted to start first and chat a little bit about the season so far. Maybe we'll start with you, Dalyn, and then we'll go to the other 2 guys as well. What made this season so successful for you guys? A pretty dominant campaign. You win the OMHA Championship again. You do it on home ice. What was this season like for you, and why did it turn out as good as it did?
Yeah, I think just having, guys come back. I mean, Izzy, obviously playing with him, and Jackson growing up, we've been all together since we were around 6 years old. So I think just kind of that bond we had in the room and the trust we had in each other to win, games where we might not have looked like we'd win it. I think really just the team we had in the room and the belief we had, won us a lot of games when maybe we shouldn't have. So.
Yeah, Jackson, what about from your perspective? What made the season so successful?
Well, like Wake said, good group of guys. We trusted each other. Very deep team. All 3 lines were strong. All 6D were strong. Both goalies strong. And that helped us win most of our games.
Yeah, and Isaac, what was it like to win that OMHA championship on home ice? You guys have won that tournament before, but a little bit different this year to have all those fans in the building and do it at home?
Yeah, it was a pretty special moment going out there, especially just the first time I stepped on the ice. It was pretty cool. And last time we were in there, we actually lost OMHA's in minor peewee. And then, yeah, it was amazing. Best moment ever to win that at home.
And you guys did it pretty emphatically as well over the Oshawa Generals. Nice to win in that kind of blowout fashion a little bit too, take some of the pressure off a little bit.
I don't know. A tight game's always a better celebration, I think. Yeah. But during the game, I think it's a lot easier on you.
Let's talk a bit about the sudden end of the season. As we mentioned off the top, COVID-19 has obviously caused a lot of issues for people all over the world. You guys were poised to head to the OHL Cup. You were highly ranked in that tournament and a good chance to get seen by a few more scouts. How disappointing is it, Dalyn, to miss out on that opportunity? And how did you react to the news that the season was just done like that?
Yeah, really, I guess, like it's been told, safety is the most important thing here. So just kind of taking the proper precautions. And I think really with the year we had and kind of, like you said, winning that on home ice, the OMHAs, I think that eased it a little bit. And I think, we had a lot of eyes on us all year round. So for a team like us, I don't think it affected us as greatly. But obviously playing in that tournament would have been great. But yeah, like I said, winning on home ice, I think kind of eased that OHL Cup miss a lot more.
Yeah, Jackson, what kind of goes through your mind when you hear the news about the season being canceled and I suppose, about the reason why, because it's a pretty unique thing that's going on right now?
Yeah, it was shocking. We were all looking forward to going to OHL Cup, especially ranked as number 1, thinking we could go in and compete for the championship, but it was very shocking and disappointing.
I'd imagine same feeling for you, Isaac?
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, going in number 1 and actually having a good chance at winning it, and you only have the OHL Cup once in your life. Pretty upsetting.
Yeah, it's disappointing. The good news is, as we mentioned off the top, you guys and a whole bunch of your teammates all still got picked in the OHL priority selection. Dalyn, let's start with you. Second round to the North Bay Battalion. That's a pretty storied franchise in this league, dating back to their time in Brampton as well. What's the reaction like to hearing your name called on draft day?
Yeah, obviously I was ecstatic just to, get the phone call from the GM and kind of have him say, we're going to be picking you. Obviously, just the OHL's been my dream one of my goals my whole life. So to hear my name called and, to North Bay, who's a franchise going up, I think we're going to have a lot of success in the future. And I'm kind of looking forward to playing these two guys. They're on the same team, but hopefully we can get some wins there.
Yeah, and we'll go to Jackson and Isaac. You guys both went to the Kingston Frontenacs a little bit later on in the draft, but to an equally historic franchise. You're not far from home, which is a good thing in some people's minds. Some others might want to get away from home a little bit. But what's the reaction to going to Kingston and the possibility that you guys could be teaming up again?
Well, it's unreal. Very exciting. Me and Izzy, we've played together lots, so a bit of chemistry there, and yeah, I'm looking forward to training camp, and it was pretty cool to hear my name.
Yeah, same with me. I was into I think it was 14th round. It was getting late, and I was just coming home from the farm. Like, I was watching the draft all day, and I was actually just on my bike, and I was like 2 minutes from the house, and when I walked in the door, Dad just said, congratulations. And I actually wasn't, it was the only time I wasn't watching the phone is when I got drafted, and I was pretty happy. Got the phone call, but there's definitely some tough competition.
Yeah, lots of work for all three of you and your teammates, as well as you get set for OHL training camps coming up, hopefully later on this summer if things don't get delayed too much. How have you guys been staying busy over the last couple of weeks, self-isolating and being at home?
Yeah, I guess, I know these guys, they have pretty nice setups at their house, as well as I do. So, just kind of riding the bike and, going for a run in the morning and then kind of working outside. I've got a barn, so I'm working out in the afternoon, kind of after I finish my school stuff. And yeah, just trying to stay in game shape as much as possible, because really at this point, you don't know when the season could resume. So just trying to be ready at all times for me.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Just being outside a lot, working out. I've been fishing. Yeah, just doing stuff around the house.
Yeah, I'm on a farm, so I'm pretty busy still. And I've been doing a couple hours of school every day, trying to stay on top of that, and just going for a run every night, but just roaming around the farm.
Yeah, and obviously, like we said, we don't know when the season's going to start again. We hope it'll be in September as usual. What are the goals for this extended off-season for you guys as you prepare? Have you heard much from those OHL clubs about what they expect from you coming into camp?
Yeah, I guess just for me, kind of, I want to be myself going into next year and dominate again. So I guess trying to, like I said, stay in game shape. And I kind of look at this as a positive, the long break, time for me to prepare even more, kind of, while some guys might not be. So, coming into training camp ahead of everybody and kind of a step in the right direction already. I kind of look at it as a positive. And I'm trying to use that as motivation. So.
Yeah, just over the summer, or over this, the pandemic, just trying to get bigger, stronger, quicker, just doing everything I can, except being on the ice to get ready for training camp and try and crack the lineup.
Yeah, like, I don't know if Jackson has, but I haven't heard too much. They just called me and said, like, just try to stay in shape, because we don't really know when training camp's going to be. But I think the stuff that you do when nobody else is watching, like off the ice, this is kind of a good opportunity to get ahead of some other people. So I'm just trying to stay in, like Dalyn said, game ready shape, and just going to wait it out.
Yeah, pretty much the way it's going to go for everybody. Do what you can at home. Try to stay in shape as best you can and be ready for when things get going again. Thanks again so much for doing this, guys. Congratulations again. Dalyn Wakley, Jackson Stewart, Isaac Brown from the reigning defending OMHA minor midget champion, Quinte Red Devils. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.